So I am still sick and I haven't recovered, but today will be my first ranking on the channel. Today I'm going to be ranking, not just today, I'm going to be ranking lots of movies a day, pretty easy. Today I'm going to be ranking, right now, Scream from 1996, starring Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, and, of course, David Arquette. So with that out of the way, let's start with the pros. Pros and cons will be part of my new rankings reviews. So, starting off with the pros, I think this movie has a great cast. I love almost all of the cast members. They're pretty great. I think Neve Campbell, whatever you say, does a great job as Sidney Prescott, the main heroine of the franchise. We all know her today. Probably one of the top 3 most iconic, best heroic final girls of all time in horror history. She is great. I also think that David Arquette does a great performance as Dewey. It's not his best, but it is still top notch. These actors, they have. It feels like they have some experience. Courtney Cox, she's good. Even though she's better in the next one. That'll be my other review. So there's one pro, the cast. The second pro I have is the score. I think this definitely has the best score of the franchise. Easily the 2 best themes being the main theme and Tatum's torture. Tatum's torture is I do not hear it on any YouTube shorts, and it's so good. Specifically, the middle part, used when he's chasing her, it's really good. So that's my second pro, the score. Now for my third pro, bringing in Ghostface. Now, if you don't know your Scream history, the Ghostface costume was originally a costume made for Halloween by Fun World called Ghostface, originally Peanut Eyes, Peanut Eyed Ghost, something like that. And yeah, they had to go through a whole thing, issue to get the rights to the mask, but they got the rights and they were allowed to use it, and they just had the whole mask the whole series. That's how it went. So starting Ghostface, it's himself, is a pro for this movie. I think that all the chases with him too are great. A lot of the fights are great. Plus the music, that really helps. I think that this movie is really funny at some points, unintentionally funny, sometimes intentionally funny. It's just funny and scary mixed up. Though not really any movies really scare me. It's just, this movie definitely has lots of loud sounds. I don't mean that. And they are, they really help the environment of the movie. So, yeah, that's pro number 4. Pro number 5 is that I think that this movie has a really great, set of characters. The cast is great, and the characters are so iconic. Tatum, iconic. Dewey, iconic. Gale, iconic. Sidney, definitely iconic. They're so iconic. And they really help with the reputation of the series. A series that has really only one bad film. When you'll know what that is whenever I release my view for that. Yeah. And so, yeah, now let's get into the negatives. Negative number 1 is that I think that some of the scenes drag on too far. They do kind of help with the character growth, showing us how the character can act, but we don't really need that much. We already know. Like, throw Ghostface at her, she's gonna beat him up. That's all we need to know. Negative number 2 is the Casey Becker scene and the Principal Hembry kill. The Casey Becker scene itself is God's perfection. Don't get me wrong. I rate that scene a 1,000 out of 10. That is how good that scene is. There's one tiny, smallest negative that I have. Principal Hembry's death too is the weird, like, Looney Tunes Bugs Bunny K&B mask they use for Casey's chase scene and for Principal Hembry's death. Like, it looks like a Looney Tunes character. It's so weird. But that's really just the small gripes I have with the K&B mask. Negative number 3 is that I do think that the way that they revealed the killer, like, not specifically the way they revealed it, how they revealed the killer, what they did with the killers is so just in your face. Like, with near the start of the movie, we obviously see that Billy is holding the voice changer. Like, they tell us who the killer is without telling us who the killer is before they reveal who the killer is. And they don't tell us that Stu's the killer, even though, like, almost 99% of people knew that it was him. And they already, like, give us a hint that Billy's the killer. Like, they revealed a whole killer in this movie. That's one major flaw with this movie. That's probably the only major flaw with this movie. So that's about it for this Scream review, 1996. There will be more Scream reviews. I'll finish the whole series, including Scream 6. And so, yeah, there's a review. Roll the outro.